Mambo bana, rada, kofiti. Naona PS5 mbaya sana.
Bana tunasikia sio wameninio.
Imetokea bana, ujecheki.
Imetokea
bana, ni mpya. Naona sasa ndio unaona kwa nyuma aje pia hizo rada. Cheki kitu inakaa 3D yenyewe. Padi yenyewe ukiguza hivi soft. Angalia, ukiguza PS4 unaangalia PS4.
Very well. Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 2 be amended as amendments to that. I therefore put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Have it.
Clause 8.
I propose a question that clause 8 be part of the bill. There is an amendment by the chair, finance, Honorable Imo. Clause 8.
All right, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 8 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, I will explain. Both. There is A, B, and C. In A, what we are doing is to reject the proposed amendment, which was proposing to remove the exemption from income tax that was available for income of National Social Security Fund, NSSF. This one, we saw it as not good because it was going to reduce the benefits which were going to be payable to the members of NSSF. Part B, Mr. Chair, is it was a proposal to remove paragraph 53. And we realized paragraph 53 contained two issues, which one of them was taxation to benefits to pensioners. And therefore, to separate the contents of that paragraph, we proposed to delete the whole paragraph, and then in C, we returned the benefit which was given to the members of the public who are receiving monthly pension and they are 65 years of age and above. So what we are doing here is to save the members of the pensioners. I know in the public domain, the pensioners have been crying that there is a proposal to tax them. However, through this amendment B and C, we have returned that benefit to them so that they will not be taxed.
Very well. Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the chair. Honorable, let's have two members speak to this. Honorable Miri.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to congratulate the Chair of Finance for the amendments that is brought so far in the one on corporate social responsibility and goodwill. But I want to thank him especially over this, because if you have pensioners that have worked and served this country well, we want to start pursuing people who are over 65 years and above, who are struggling at home. And we know that even pensioners are still, so many other people are still dependent on them. So it was actually wrong that we even imagine. We know that the country is struggling because of COVID, but we need to find more novel ways of cushioning the economy than to look for even more vulnerable people. These are the same people that we are even collecting money for as vulnerable, then we are still following them and taxing. So I fully support, Chair.
Very well, because there's quite a bit of interest on this particular one, on the pensioners. I had said we'll have two members speak. If you speak for 1 minute, I can give open up beyond the two, because on this particular one. Let's have Honorable Mary first. Mary.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I just want to say that actually this amendment is very good, and I want to congratulate the Chair of Finance, because taxing pensioners is actually doing double taxation, because they had actually paid taxes during their service time, and two, this is the time when they are very vulnerable. They are aged, they need money to buy drugs, and they also have a lot of dependents. And two, on the social responsibility issue, I think it is something that is going to enhance the care, the social responsibility of institutions and organizations. I thank you.
Honorable Tiende.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Chairman, I actually came to support this particular move, and I want to laud the committee and the Chair for seeing the wisdom to reverse this particular dangerous trend. I received representations, particularly from a group of pensioners, to come and amend what could have been very wrong. Mr. Chairman, even in law, when you are engaged on certain terms, those terms cannot just adversely be changed to your detriment after you have served. And it is quite important that those who serve can be sure that their pension will be protected. I fully support, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Honorable Jonah, if you take 1 minute, especially on this, give a few members so that...
Thank you, Speaker. I also support. I am even wondering, in the first place, who had brought in that clause, because how do we charge pensioners who have been paying taxes all the time? How do we continue milking the old cow? So I think it is a very good, wise decision from the Chair, Mr. Limo, to remove that clause. Thank you.
Thank you. I just join other members in supporting this, because a lot of pensioners had raised this issue of taxation of their pensions. Pensions are meager in comparison to the regular income that the person has been in. So if you subject it again to tax, it becomes a problem. So I support and congratulate the committee and the Chair.
Honorable Whip, Majority Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to thank the Chair of the committee that pensioners should not be taxed anymore. These are people who have paid taxes since they began working until they went to retire. Therefore, Honorable Chair, I wish to support seriously that one.
Honorable members, let's really make progress on this one. I think let the House make a decision on this honestly. That we make progress. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the chair? Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? I now put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 9 and 10.
I propose a question that clauses 9 and 10 be part of the bill. No amendments to those. I therefore put the question that clauses 9 and 10 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay?
Clause 11.
I propose a question that clause 11 be part of the bill. There is an amendment on subclause 11A by the chair. In fact, it is not just 11A. You can just move all of them. The three subclauses that you want to... So the House makes a decision on the entire clause.
All right.
11.
Okay. Yeah, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, I will explain all the parts. But the first part was actually an amendment to remove the exemption of aluminium PIFA-proof cups under tariff number 8309/1990. This exemption of these products is no longer relevant, and the stakeholders actually and the National Treasury agreed to this, that it is no longer relevant, it is no longer an item which is used. And then on part B, on the second one was the amendment in the bill which sought to delete the exemption that was available for machinery and equipment in the construction of plastics recycling plants. This amendment was actually introduced in 2019 to encourage the investment in plastic recycling in line with what has been implemented in Kenya, that we no longer use plastics, and therefore we encourage recycling so that they do not spoil the environment. So this benefit was being reversed, and the committee felt that it is not yet time that we can reverse something we passed in 2019 so that we become predictable. The next one, Mr. Chair, is that the committee, because of COVID, this COVID period is actually hurting the lives of Kenyans. And it has been realized that, the best way is to ensure that all essential goods, including bread and milk, which we did in tax law, are moved to zero rated. So what we are proposing here in this bill, and it will come later on in Article Clause 12 without anticipating debate, is to move unga from the current exempt to zero rated. Now, so to align it to that, we have to remove unga and supply of maize flour and others, including wheat. What we are doing here is to remove it from the exempt because we will be moving to zero. So that is the explanation, Mr. Chair.
Very well. Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chair. I will put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, there were amendments, two other proposed amendments on clause 11 by Honorable Badi, the minority leader, and Honorable Moses Kuria. In line of the communication by the Speaker earlier, this has been disallowed in line with Article 114 of the Constitution and Standing Order 133(5). So the two have been disallowed in line of the earlier communication by the Speaker. Next.
Clause 12.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 12 be part of the bill. There is an amendment by Honorable Chair. Honorable Junet, don't engage the chair too much. He has some duty there. Yes, you have the floor.
All right, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 12 be amended as per the order paper. Basically, Mr. Chair, what this clause is doing is to zero rate the supply of flour, the supply of maize flour, cassava, wheat, and all that, so that it makes it cheaper, especially during this COVID period. It will make it cheaper and affordable to the Kenyans, to the many Kenyans.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the chair. I'll give 2 members only. From this side, Honorable Sankok, if you could be brief, we will really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, and thank you, the Honorable Chair of Finance, for that particular amendment. We really need basic food, that is flour and rice, cassava, to be zero rated for the sake of common citizens. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Honorable, I can't tell who this member is. Is this Honorable Makau? Makari, yes, Honorable Makari, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think I must commend the Chair of Finance for this amendment of zero rating maize flour, cassava flour. These are basic essentials, Mr. Chairman, and I think as a House, we support this. I support.
I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next clause. Next clause.
Clause 13.
I propose a question that clause 13 be part of the bill. No amendment to clause 13. I therefore put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, on clause 12, I didn't pronounce myself on still the earlier communication by the Speaker on the amendment by the minority leader, which was disallowed, in line with Article 114 of the Constitution and Standing Order 135, just for record. Next clause.
Clause 14.
I propose a question that clause 14 be part of the bill. There is an amendment by the Chair, Finance. Honorable Limo.
Yeah. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. Mr. Chair, there are 2 parts here, and both are actually aiming at enhancing collection of revenue. There was a proposal to reduce the standard, the content of alcohol from the current 10% to 8%. So we are proposing to lower it to 6% so that we can collect more, but at the same time ensure that the market is actually operating normally. And part B, Mr. Chair, is proposing to delete paragraph 5 in part. It is actually, I want to move a further amendment on that, because there is an error. Instead of referring to part 2, it is referring to part 1. So part B should be amended to read part 2 instead of what is being referred to as part 1. This is going to enhance revenue because currently the revenue is going down.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that, before I put the question, Makari, Honorable Makari.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think the chair, when you look at part 2 of that amendment, it still states 8, and you're saying moving from 10 to 6. So I don't know whether the 8 there should be changed to 6 or it still remains 8, because it still reads 8%.
Honorable Chair, if you could clarify that.
Okay, let me clarify. It is actually proposing, you know, the bill was proposing to move from 10 to 8. To 8. However, we are proposing an amendment to move it from 8 to 6. Oh, yeah, so both, even the other part should also, yeah, thank you very much for the correction. Even part 2 should read, should read 6. Yeah, it should read 6. Yeah, so I'm moving a further amendment so that it will read from 8 to 6.
Very well. Honorable Makari, thank you for raising that. I therefore put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? No. The ayes have it.
Clauses 15, 16, 17, and 18.
I propose a question that clauses 15, 16, 17, 18 be part of the bill. No amendments to those. I therefore put the question that clauses 15, 16, 17, and 18 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. What is your point of order, Honorable Miri?
Chair, could you please direct the beer drinkers next to me who are complaining after their amendment has been, the amendment has been carried? There are beer drinking members who are complaining very loudly. Can you please direct them?
Honorable Miri Odhiambo, you are out of order because beer drinking is not a problem, but I'm wondering, the two members, are they seated in the right places? Because they seem to be very close to each other. Honorable Keoni and Honorable Kwenya, I know you are neighbors back at home, but you cannot, there must be social distance. Let's make progress.
Clause 19.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Honorable Limo, you have an amendment?
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 19 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, the amendment is to provide that the exemption for import declaration fee is only available specifically for equipment, machinery, and motor vehicles for the official use by the KDF and the National Police. The initial use in the bill of all goods may lead to abuse of the exemption. And therefore, we were moving so that we become specific on the items which the IDF will be exempted. Likewise, on Part B, we were also moving in the same way so that railway development levy is tied to specific items, which is equipment, machinery, and motor vehicles for use by KDF and police, so that it's not general, it is specific.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 19 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 19 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
I propose a question that clause 20 be part of the bill. No amendment to that clause. I therefore put the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose a question that clause 21 be part of the bill. We have an amendment not by Chairperson Finance this time, but the Chairperson Transport. Honorable Kosing.
I thank you, Honorable Chair, and we work together in a seamless manner with the Chair Finance. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 21 be amended as it is on the order paper. Honorable Chair, our motivation is clarity in terms of definition of the word toll collector. In the original bill, it wasn't clear, Honorable Chair. And therefore, what we are doing here, we are proposing that we make it clear to include or to mean that toll collector appointed under Section 4, which is public, and also a toll collector must mean the same thing as it is on a private toll collector appointed under Section 4B. So the toll collector must have the same definition to refer to private toll collector and also a public toll collector, Honorable Chair. But that was missing in the original bill. Thank you.
I propose a question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chairperson, Transport. Yes, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wa.
Chair, I don't think the chair has come out quite clearly on these two definitions of the public toll collector and the private toll collector. And as you are aware, Honorable Speaker, there are proposals to toll very many of our roads. And if you are not careful with these definitions, we may find private entities that are really not beneficial to the public, collecting money from members of the public, and not necessarily plowing back this money to the development of the infrastructure. Therefore, I think the chair needs to be a bit clearer, because he's just basically read it as it is on the order paper. He's not come out to really explain what he wants to achieve with this redefinition. And you know, in legislation, definition is everything, Honorable Speaker, Chair.
Honorable Kosing, for the purpose of the House, the members, why don't you do a further import, the import of your amendment, particularly?
Honorable Chair, if you look at the original bill, and before even the original bill, the Act itself, the Toll Act, there are two sections that talk differently. Section 4 talks about public toll collector. Section 4A talks about private toll collector. But if you look at the definition in the bill, now not in the Act, because it's not there, in the bill that was proposed, it wasn't clear, Honorable Chair, what do you mean by, or which toll collector are you talking about, if you look at the bill. And if you look at that clause 21, Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, then I can read. But if you look at it, it wasn't saying what toll collector are you talking about. Are you talking about a public toll collector as indicated under Section 4, or a private toll collector as prescribed under Section 4B? And therefore, Honorable Speaker, we are proposing, so that it is very clear, that the toll collector means the toll collector appointed under Section 4, which is not a public toll collector, or a private toll collector appointed under 4A. So it's as clear as that, Honorable Chair.
Very well.
Maybe my colleague, Honorable Ichung'wa.
Very well, very well, very well. I therefore put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair Limo, you have an amendment.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 22 be amended as per the order paper. Mr. Chair, the amendment is to provide specifically that the private toll collectors may only collect from roads that are constructed under public-private partnership arrangements, so that this will avoid instances where private tax collectors can operate tolls on roads which are constructed using public funds. This is very clear. We wanted to ensure that specifically moved by the chair of Honorable Kosing will only apply to PPPs. And this is very important because we know there are two roads which are very key. The one from airport to Westlands and the one from Nairobi to Mau Summit, which are about to be done, and in fact they have started. It is important that these apply to such kind of roads because under PPP they are supposed to recoup their investment, including their agreed profits.
I propose a question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. Yes, let's have one person. Honorable Sankok, you look very...
Yes, I just wanted to request, and thank you, Chair, to request the Chair of Finance. Is there a way we can also maybe include railway or railway line? Because very soon we may need a railway built through private-public partnership. And even bridges, Honorable Chair, because the issue that we are facing in Mombasa through the ferry, so that we can also have a bridge of...
Honorable Sankok, the best way would have been for you to propose a further amendment, which you didn't. Therefore, Honorable Member, Honorable Sankok. Yes, Honorable, let's have two majority leader. You want to speak to this?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, during my own contribution during this debate, I did allude to the fact that we might need to open up the tolling and all that to include all services that might need to be procured through PPP. But for now, I would urge that perhaps we process what is ready, and then we bring a more comprehensive bill that will now cover the whole range of services, because there might be different permutations for who does water, who does railway, and all that, rather than try to bring it within this one bill. Very well. That will bring the amendments not in the finance bill or tolling bill, but within a PPP framework. Much as I understand where Honorable Sankok is coming from, but the timing may not be right for this.
Very well.
Yeah,
very well.
thanks.
Honorable Atandi, don't you want us to make progress? Just a minute, Honorable Atandi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just wanted to agree with the chairman and to say that this amendment is very important for institutionalizing public-private partnership. You realize today, government is borrowing so much to fund infrastructure. But we have been saying here that some of these debts are very expensive. So actually, this amendment will ensure that actually we can fund some of these projects. Thank you, Speaker.
I now put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 22 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 23 and 24.
I propose a question that clauses 23 and 24.
The original, in the bill, we created a fund, which is toll fund, which will be domiciled in Treasury. However, Honorable Chair, in the description of that toll fund, it included what we call transit tolls. Transit toll, Honorable Speaker, has no relation at all with the toll regime we are creating, or even the toll fund we are instituting. Transit toll, Honorable Chair, is already existing, and it is in practice, it is in use, and it is domiciled in Kenya Roads Board, Honorable Chair, under what we call, of course, maintenance. And therefore, we are separating then the fund. We are removing the transit toll to remain in the KRB because it's already existing. The new fund we are creating is for toll, Honorable Chair, so we are separating. In B, if you look at B there, what we are doing, Honorable Chair, is introducing the role of this fund. As Honorable Tandi earlier said, that we are actually having creativity, moving away from having borrowing money outside there, and come up with new ingenious ways of funding our roads. But Honorable Chair, we will not only satisfy the people of Kenya, and this we say, where is this money going? And that is why this amendment is telling the people of Kenya the money will go to develop, repair, and maintain roads, Honorable Chair, so that Parliament and people of Kenya must know that the money which will be collected will be used for the purpose of development of the roads, Honorable Chair.
Very well. Honorable members, I will propose a question that clause 25 be amended as proposed by the chair. Let's have two members speak to this, particularly those members who haven't spoken. Honorable Bui.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think this is a genuine amendment because, as explained by the Chair of Transport, it clearly just defines the use of that money and also clearly ensures that that money is not diverted to other uses. So I think it's a good amendment. I support.
Honorable Sheikh.